Hey girl, so yesterday I went on a walk and I did some energy work and had some conversations with my spirit, had some conversations with my spirit team and my guides and stuff. And I feel like it went well. I feel like it was helpful. So I'm still in a position of kind of figuring things out, but um, I figured I might as well still record while I'm, in a good place. I twisted my own hair for the first time I did flat twists like this. I actually think it came out kind of cute. I want to have my hair curled. I'm going to a Juneteenth thing this week. Um, but, or, anyways. Yeah, so one of the things I did this time is I focused on the feeling in my back. I usually focus on the feelings in the front of my torso. So if I ask yes or no questions, I'm like, am I safe? Yeah, are things still going in my favor? I should work on this. I should work on that. Hang on. This area is so incredibly disruptive. Um, so, yeah, I had conversations like that. It's been a while since I've had one of those like yes no conversation, like questions type of conversations. But I really just, that's what was coming to me yesterday. And so I was walking and I was presenting myself with evidence of things that I believe, like solidly believe, and experiences that I have. And, something like my knees is still a thing that I'm holding on to. I literally went over there because there was noise over here, and then of course they go over there. But yeah, my knees is something still that I'm holding on to. Also, like when I'm on my walks and I'm feeling it, and I'm like, these knees still just like healed overnight, and my skin's doing a lot better. I do have, I do feel like something that I don't want to feel, but otherwise, um, it's crazy because it looks so much better than this in person. But whatever, you know how the vlogging camera does me. But yeah, and so I was just like, and then I was like, should I focus on XYZ? And I said one of my ideas that I had for getting to work with women and neurodivergent women and black women and stuff. And I only have one idea, and I don't really love it for real. Um, but I was like, maybe so I should be working on. And what I'm getting at here, the reason I'm sharing this is because what was interesting is um, because I was focusing on like kind of the heat in the back of my head and neck and just like along my spine essentially. Um, I feel like I can't escape the background noise. And so since I was focusing on that, what was cool because normally I focus, like I said, down here, right? And I was feeling something, but then when I asked the opposite question, I felt like I still felt like a remnant. I felt a difference, but I felt like a remnant that was making it a little harder for me to tell, like, the answer. But something that I noticed when I was doing it on my back is when I was receiving yeses and stuff was like yes and in alignment, my back, like, it almost felt a little more erect. Is that the right word? When you stand, like it felt a little more like that. It felt more heat and more pressure, and more whatever, right? And then if I asked something that was a no, it felt like the power was cut, if that makes any sense. Like, and so I could still feel remnants maybe lower, but I felt the like cut off of like, nope. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It makes me feel a little bit better. And yeah, I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna just keep vibing then. One thing that I was sitting with too is every other business opportunity or idea that I've had has come to me, every single one. And so, like, not the whole ass idea, but something sparked it. Like, I went and I met these people, and this person said something that sparked this in me, and then I created this version of my business. And then I went somewhere and this sparked, and then I created my community, and I went and this sparked, like, I feel like a lot has been like received or brought to me in that way. So I'm like, I guess it would make sense for this to be no different. But I'm also just like, we gotta figure something out. But it's, I don't know. So I think one thing that I have going for me is that um, I've built, I mean, as of now, I'm speaking, everything is day to day, bish. But right now, I still feel very calm. And I feel like I've developed such a large tolerance for uncertainty in the big and the small ways. I think that's how and why I go so day to day. And I notice it especially when I'm with like a friend of mine or whatever, where they think a lot more in advance than I do, and I like to really be just present. Like I'll worry about that when we get there, type of thing. And I think, and even like on my walks and stuff, I like them to be unpredictable, different directions. I like to put myself in uncomfortable and like unpredictable situations in my regular life if I can. Um, and I think that has helped me, especially now. Like I feel like um, my logical mind feels like we should be panicking, but because I've been in the position so many times with such uncertainty. It's never been this big by any fucking means. It's never been this big. It's never been this serious. But it's kind of like a progressive overload. I feel like it's always that though. It's always like more serious the next time, um, you know, and I think that's something that's really helping me right now is that I'm like, well, I'm not gonna start panicking, um, as of today, bish, as of today, uh, um, and just keep vibing and living my life and being grateful. And if something changes to where I can't live like that anymore, then I'll address that when I get there. But I'm not gonna use up the rest of my time. Let's say, assuming that things aren't going in the direction that I need them to, I'm not about to use up the rest of my time um, worrying about the future. I'm gonna be very grateful for what I have now and just keep going day to day, at least as of now. So that's where I'm at, and I woke up this morning too, and what was in my head? I've been saying it all day right up until I would start to record this vlog. Something about like I'm always protected. It was like a mantra. Something like I'm always protected or I'm always taken care of. I think it was I'm always taken care of. Like I woke up with that mantra just going in my head. I've been singing it all morning. I'm like, all right, well, let's keep rolling with that. So yeah, girl, I think that's all I gotta say. So I just got back from the Jeopardy night for Juneteenth, and I actually think I will go stand in the light. I didn't feel like it, but my eyebrows is popping, so I needed to come pop out and show 'em. And I waxed them myself per usual. I'm saying per usual like I haven't done my brows in a while. But anyways, just something I wanted to mention from tonight. I went to the Jeopardy night and my team won, which didn't surprise me. And when I was there and I saw they were doing a raffle, I thought to myself, I I felt like I was either gonna win the raffle and or my team was gonna win, but I was gonna win something. I'm leaving with something. Because that's been a very normal thing in my life. Like that's just suddenly, I shouldn't say suddenly, but that has become a thing. Like I always win something or whatever. And what's funny is when they did the raffle and I saw it was a bunch of coffee stuff. I don't like nor drink coffee. And so I was like, I'm not really feeling the raffle. I'm probably not going to win, whatever. And I didn't win, which, whatever. Not a surprise. But our team, which was down, in fact, there was a minute I was like, oh, I guess we're not going to win, whatever. And then all of a sudden we skyrocketed. Mind you, I only knew like the answer to like 5 questions, give or take. Like I was there for funsies, but I'm actually really bad at trivia and pop culture. But I enjoy it, so I'm there for the vibes, right? Having a good time. But that happened. And mind you, before that, this is the reason I'm saying I'm sharing this stuff. Mind you, before that, when I was looking for a park, I pulled up there. And I couldn't find a park. And I'm flipping U-turns and stuff, and which is uncomfortable because you also trying not to cause no accidents and to just you got to pay a lot of attention when you're operating cars. We all just be operating these vehicles. Excuse me. But anyways, right. Um, but I gave myself time, to find parking and stuff. In the past, a much older version of me at this point, it's been a while, but an older version of me would have been very frustrated very quickly by the parking situation. That's actually something that keeps me from going places a lot of time, or it kept me in the past more. Like, since my life has changed and my frequency has changed, it's been a lot less big of a deal because my guides and stuff always make sure I'm hooked up. But before that, I was always taking the wrong turn, or fuck, I'm in the wrong, or shit, somebody else just got it. There was a park that I was gonna get when I was there, and somebody took it right before I got it, and I was surprised because I was like, the fuck, like my spirit team always makes sure I get what I want. So what the fuck? Turn around, I got an even better spot. I flipped the UE and I pulled by the front to ask the guy, where's the valet? Because I was like, I'm just going to pay for the valet. I couldn't even find it before. And then he gestures like, oh, you can park in this parking lot, whatever, whatever. He says something. And I was like, really? Okay, cool. I pull up there. The parking lot, like, that's right by the spot, right in the front. Small ass parking lot, mind you. Mind you, small ass parking lot. And then someone's coming out when I get there. Also, mind you, when I was talking to him, I still wasn't frustrated. Like, my body already felt calm and grounded, but ever since all the dream and Sedona stuff that we've been talking about for like 6 vlogs at this point, it's like it's even more so, you could say. Wasn't frustrated talking to him at all. When in the past, I would have, even if I was so nice to him, like, I'm not saying I would have been rude to him, but it would have been more like, do you know what about, like, it just would have been more, I would have felt more some type of way. Whereas I was just like, let me just ask him and see. I'm going to get a park at the end of the day, so we're going to figure it out. We go circle this bitch how many times we got to circle it till we get a park, right? And mind you, I only did like a couple loops before I asked him. Told me I can go to this parking lot. Okay, cool, I'm going to investigate. He's saying that's where the valet is. Cool, I'm going to investigate. Someone's coming out. It's only one way in, one way out. They got to back out of this whole thing. I'm like, damn, whatever. I'm not realizing it's only one way in, one way out at first. I thought that's what this person was doing. Whatever. Some other people are leaving and stuff. Whatever. I pull in, park, perfect spot, everything. Co. I'm thinking like, okay, now I gotta figure out, like, can I stay here as a valet or whatever. Turns out a bitch was able to just pull up and park just like that for free, right outside of the event. I got there just right at the perfect time to be able to do that. Heavy on the it's a small parking lot. Heavy on the it's a small parking lot. Heavy on that. So the fact that I was able to even get that park, I literally just happened to be there at the right place, right time. And then, the stuff that happened at the event, and it was cool. Met people, and then we get a dinner in it because we won. They're gonna like invite us to some dinner, whatever. My point is, and I was thinking this too, like on my drive home and stuff, because I was just like, I really can't see myself living another way than this anymore. Like, it's been really strange to even think or consider of having to go back to a life where shit doesn't constantly work out in my favor, because everything really has been serving me. Like, I am consistently, frequently, chronically in the right place at the right time for things, like just small, of all sizes, small, big, whatever. That the amount of synchronicities I even had for stuff in my own business, and something that's also that I've been thinking about too. I think I may have said this already in this vlog. I may have already said this, but the whole like, every other one of my business ideas was inspired by something and or someone that occurred when I was outside of the home. Like, what was one of the first ones? It's hard because there's been a lot of upgrades and revamps. But okay, it doesn't even got to be the first one. There was one when I first started the community thing, for example, which was also, there's another idea sparking from that too. But I met this person on the plane and we were talking. She felt like a huge synchronicity. We're chopping it up, and that sparked that. Right, the expansion of my business to the whole school, business, corporate model or whatever was sparked because I went to this community event and I met this people and this, that, and the third. That sparked that. And even I met this lady and this, that, and the third for the other part of my business. That sparked that. The neurodivergent part, that was brought to me by someone. Like, I really think about how much of the stuff from my business has been brought to me. The same way a lot of my other opportunities in life have been in that same way. Like, even me playing volleyball in college. I know this is going way back, but I'm really serious. The school that I picked, the what other opportunities? Even the club opportunity, honestly. Not club like I'm still talking about volleyball. But oh, my jobs is what I was getting at. Yeah, even when I was working that flight attendant shit, the club. Now I'm talking about like the club. The club I don't think was brought to me, but the club I ended up actually dancing at was, like actually being at for real. Um, that first job was even in that similar bucket. Like, I just going through the list. I think I already talked about this on here, so I guess I don't gotta waste y'all's time. But I think about how much like opportunities and stuff on my path and stuff has been brought to me. Um, Not that I'm not doing anything, but that's also something I'm just thinking about for myself. I'm trying to bring evidence to my brain and keep myself confident in myself and having the belief and stuff, because I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, this shit is scary. What the fuck is going on? But then on the other hand, I'm like, if we look at the track record, like, it's not just, in my opinion, it's not just that I'm seeing what I want to see and I'm seeing things go in my favor. I think that's definitely a huge part of it. I think that's definitely a major part of it, especially in the beginning when you're training yourself to see how things are working in your favor. Then that's just what you're paying attention to. But it's like today's situation, for example, I wasn't just seeing what I wanted to see. I literally got directed to be able to go and be able to get an easy park for free right out front, while everybody else most of the other people had to park far as shit and or pay too. Um, I that wasn't just me seeing what I want to see. That was stuff working out in my favor. Like, our team winning and then us getting this free stuff or whatever. It's just like, that's not just me seeing what I want to see that happen. You know what I mean? There's I think both be going on. I guess is all I'm trying to get at. And so I just feel like it would be so odd and scientifically out of place for me to get to the end of this month and just be abandoned and just have to literally go back to a whole way of living that I just don't live anymore. I've been very consistent with my nervous system work. I've been very consistent with holding the frequency and holding my belief. I've been very consistent with everything since for a long time. Even before I quit, I've been consistent with stuff. But after I quit, that's when I was really able to lock in on the nervous system stuff even more, because that was a big part. That was a part of why I even quit in the first place, is how much that job was really having me fucked up and how it was doing this out of the. We're gonna need to go into that, resurrect all that emotion, but it's like, I don't know. I be thinking about that. Like, it would be so weird and it would be so random for me to suddenly have to, for shit to just suddenly and randomly start not going in my favor anymore when it's been going in my favor for a long time. But bitch, I don't know. This is what I think and feel right now. So anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry, I forgot to clarify really, 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 really quick as to why that whole raffle thing and team winning thing and that type of stuff is such a big deal. Just in case someone that is watching this vlog that didn't watch the past ones, is in the past I used to have a very, very strong and firm belief of the opposite. And for like my entire upbringing of I never win. I used to strongly believe like I never win raffles or any type of randomized thing. And I was like, that belief was so deep and consistent as fuck. It was so deep and consistent. Only like a couple one-offs where I won something, like that scholarship I mentioned. That was a big deal, like a couple thousand or whatever for something. That was a really big deal because I was like, this never happens to me. It was like one at a time. Otherwise, that was a very firm belief that I had, and I believe that it worked, period, like in my favor and not in my favor. So like not in my favor would be like not winning a raffle. In my favor would be not getting called on in class, because this is like, we're going back to like childhood and stuff. Like I grew up pretty much with this belief because I had seen it and I had reaffirmed it. And if a teacher is picking popsicle sticks, like I wasn't picked. I remember it went all the way into college where the teacher was doing things like flipping the cards and stuff, and I saw that mine was next, and I was like, that's crazy though, because I'd never get called. Like even in my head I was like, that would be crazy if he actually called my name. Like this must be the last person, because like I never get called from any randomized type of thing. I never win, whatever. Like I used to really firmly believe that. And in that situation, he decided to wrap up the activity. He was like, I don't remember what he said or why, but I remember he had decided at that moment to wrap it up. And that even confirmed my belief to me of how, see, I never win, I never get raffles or whatever. So for me to now be in this position where it's not even shocking anymore for me to win any, for my group to win, or for me to win this raffle, or for my pod to win or whatever, for it to just be like, of course I'm going to win because I'm here. Of course this is going to work out because I'm in the group. Of course I'm going to get the park right in front because that's just what happens. Like, that is a very serious 180 for my psyche, for my brain, for my existence. That's a big 180. And so that's why it's also an even more a big deal, and why I was sharing with you that mindset of like, it would be weird for my life to suddenly just go back, because it was just like, I've watched it shift before my eyes. I've watched my day-to-day experience, my day-to-day life shift before my eyes, outside of just me seeing what I want to see, outside of just the reticular activating system. Like that is a big part of it. That is a big part of it. But outside of that, like shit really just be falling into place for me constantly. And I guess right now I'm just kind of banking on that to continue. I heavy on that. I have no clue how this is going to work out for me. Heavy on that. Heavy. Heavy on that. But anyways, I just want to make that clarification. Alrighty. I just came on here. My mic facing the right way. I just came on here to close this out really quick because I was about to export this, and I'm kind of facing this way. I should put the mic over here. That makes more sense. Yeah, I just came on here to close this out. Nothing, special has happened. I did have some synchronicities, other than like what I told you. I went to the Juneteenth thing, and stuff happened in perfect timing. There's some other stuff that happened since then that was just like in perfect timing, and cool. I appreciate the synchronicities always. As for what's next, I'm definitely not vlogging this upcoming week. I don't know when I'm going to vlog again after this, unless a miracle happens this week. I don't plan on being on here. Like I said before, I think eventually things will flow my way in life. I thought they've been. I really genuinely have. I've gained a lot from this journey. My outlook on life and my inner experience and stuff is just, it's very different, and the way things work for me in life is very different. My identity has changed like 5 times just on the journey. I've gained an immense more amount of gratitude for things. and all that sauce. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are now in the situation that we are in. I'm just accepting it for whatever it is. Am I disappointed? Yes. I mean, is the month over? Technically, no, but it's like there's like a week left. There's like a week and some change, and at the end of this week, I'm not even gonna be home. I'm gonna be away at this like spiritual sound thing that a relative got for me. So I'm excited about that. I'd love to believe some big synchronicity was gonna come from that, but I kind of always think that. I kind of always feel like when I leave the house, there's gonna be something that helps with my trajectory in life, and I have felt really aligned pretty much this whole time. So to now be in this space of just like not really knowing what next step should be, um, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Lots of self reflecting. Still going on my walks, still doing meditation, still doing all the stuff I normally do that brings me clarity. But I even been putting pen to paper and figuring out how do I bring what I want, how do I bring the value to people that I want to bring. Like, I want to work with women, I want to work with black and brown women and neurodivergent women and people on nervous system regulation. Like, I want nervous system regulation to be accessible to other people. Like, I want to bring those tools. I also want to do inner work with people in terms of like identity and limiting beliefs and that type of stuff. I want to be able to hold space for energy work, like, and just to have community. I want community. I want belonging. I want to genuinely make a difference in other people's lives. Like, that's what is fulfilling to me. I wish that there are people like, even through my YouTube or even through something where I was actually enriching lives and being able to like thrive on my own, and that's part of the reason I love my community stuff, is I'm able to work with people, but it's still like I want to work with people that dead ass want to work with me. Like, this is what we're here for. We're here together because this is important to you. This is important to me. This is important to us. And like, we want to do this, which is a little different from like holding community space and keeping things like general and welcoming. Like, I want to genuinely like help other people. And I just don't know what vehicle is best for that. That doesn't require me to be on the freeways every day or doesn't require XYZ LMNOP. So, yeah, girl. I'm glad I went on this journey so far. This is me coming to you and saying this today. I'm glad I went on this journey. I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had. I'm grateful for what I still currently have in the present moment. And I will just keep doing my best. And yeah, I don't know. I actually really have no plan B. So that's kind of why I don't even know really what to do moving forward, because my plan was to actually be successful in doing what I'm doing. And that's why I've been putting so much energy and attention and effort. That's really all I've been focused on for a very long amount of time. Like, a very long amount of dedicated and consistent energy has gone towards my business and inner transformation. So I will see you when I see you. Assuming I vlog in the future, I don't plan on deleting my account as of now, so far. And yeah, I was hoping there'd be like one or two people that would like also discover this account, and then maybe we could share with each other like stuff. Like, I don't know, I long for connection and community that I just still and figuring out, but it is what it is. And I hope that things are going very well for you, and I hope that you actually get what you have set out to achieve. Oh, the emoji. That's really what I came out here for. Do like the sun emoji or the shrug emoji or the sun and the shrug emoji. Because like the light is still there, still doing our thing, but I also feel just kind of like. So those are the emojis I'm choosing. Oh, there was a quote that I was listening to that I like, or there's a quote that I heard in a podcast today that I was listening to that I really like. And it says, every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. And the guy said it was a quote by Napoleon Hill, which I don't know that like much about that person or much about him. Heard of him, but I don't know much. But I like this quote. It resonates. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. That's kind of the outlook I'm also trying to keep in my current situation, because I do believe this is benefiting me somehow, because I've been on this journey long enough to see how everything. Of course, the microphone. This is what happens when I don't put it on my necklace. Um, I've been on this journey long enough to see and learn and know that everything really is serving me somehow. Like it really is. If there's something that's been consistent, it's been that. Um, and so I'm trying to just remove this. And so that's the energy that I'm trying to keep having moving forward. Is just that all this inflammation is that this is serving me somehow too. I may not know how, and I kind of thought I was done having to go through the dumps to whatever. Like I didn't expect that now. I mean, we're alive for a long time, so I figured at some point life will be life in because that's just life. But I didn't expect to be having to go back into that survival type of living, even if I do maintain my inner peace and my whatever, like I just didn't expect to have to go back to a life that I technically hate, but I'm doing my complete and utter best to regulate and feel good within it. Like that was a part of the reason I had quit my job, is because I was like, this is really the only thing that is messing me up, and otherwise I'm able to stay consistent and stay on track or whatever. So you know, this quote is something that is just a good reminder. It reminds me of my old calculus class, that same old example that I've shared before of like that seemed like one of the worst situations in my life, but it ended up being one of the like best things in a sense for my brain and what it showed me. So I'm like, maybe this is another situation where I have to prove to myself that I can survive something. That doesn't really make any sense to me, but I'm rolling with it. So I wanted to share the quote, and